Deep in the Tunguska forests, you can still find a few carbonized tree stumps still standing from the 1908 explosion.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at 10 locations around the world that people have theorized have connections to extraterrestrials.
As a researcher, I cannot prove it, but I suspect that yes, they are from out of this planet.
The Mapimí Silent Zone. Technological advances have allowed humanity to accomplish some pretty incredible things. We're still able to receive information from Voyager 1 across a distance of 13.8 billion miles. So, how is it that we can't manage to consistently maintain radio signals while crossing through this stretch of desert in Mexico? Back in the 1930s, a pilot reportedly had his equipment go haywire while flying over the area. Then, in the 1970s, the U.S. Air Force conducted a recovery mission involving a test rocket and radioactive materials. Ever since, there are claims that radio and phone signals will randomly drop in the area, though not consistently.
Cell phone stops if you go with a radio, it stops if you go with a compass, the needle just keeps spinning.
People also allege to have spotted UFOs in the Silent Zone, as well as mutated plants and animals. Roswell, New Mexico. What started as an unexpected incident has spiraled into a web of conspiracies. The town of Roswell has become one of the most significant in recent American history due to a supposed UFO crashing nearby.
The farmer who owned that ranch called the military and they came to pick it up.
While it was brushed away as a meteorology device, many were adamant that the object wasn't all that it appeared to be. When one retired officer purported that the original story had been a lie, chaos broke loose. The hypotheses escalated wildly, ranging from an Aztec-piloted ship to a failed alien invasion. The rumors became so widespread that the military had to make a statement denying the claims.
A day later, that officer recanted.
The disc was a part of a weather balloon. No big deal.
Despite this, staunch believers haven't given up hope that the Martians made contact with our planet, even if it was brief. Pine Gap, Australia. While it may seem like a regular base, there are still plenty of secrets hiding within it. Despite being down under, the facility is shared with the United States military.
Sometimes the work could be mundane, it could be day-to-day. Other times we could be looking at something that is quite groundbreaking, information that would eventually be briefed to the President and the Prime Minister.
It was originally passed off as a space research facility, but was soon revealed to be a surveillance area. This bold-faced lie ended up causing a Streisand effect and brought an international spotlight to the facility and what it was hiding. Wild assertions have been made about America's intentions with the location.
We have to know what really happened and why.
Looking for trouble.
One political prisoner has even alleged that the country was withholding information from Australia and intercepting phone calls that they felt were useful. While nothing has been proven, plenty of Aussies have protested the site and the lies spread by it. Skinwalker Ranch. The fact that this has been nicknamed after a horror legend should tell you everything you need to know. Commonly known as Skinwalker Ranch due to the rumors surrounding it, it's become one of the most fright-inducing locations in the United States. It's become famous due to constant potential extraterrestrial activity.
The moment that object appeared above the cow was reacting.
From creatures with glowing eyes to crop circles being discovered, the weirdness never seems to stop. It's become a media spectacle, with several movies and TV shows delving into possible explanations behind the phenomena. There's been pushback from skeptics and previous owners, but it hasn't done much to stop the curiosity. Whether it's aliens or a publicity stunt, the farm has made a legacy for itself that won't be fading anytime soon.
That object is clearly there, but it didn't fly in, it didn't come up over the horizon, it just appeared in that spot. How did it get there?
The Stony Tunguska River, also known as Potkaminaya Tunguska River. In 1908, an explosion 1,000 times greater than the nuclear bomb dropped on Hiroshima tore through the air over Siberia. Witnesses reported a column of bluish light as the sky seemed to split in half and catch fire. The blast sent a shockwave that knocked people off their feet and flattened 770 square miles of forest, toppling an estimated 80 million trees. When the first expedition arrived to investigate, native guides would not enter the impact zone, fearing people they called the Valley Men. Strangely, the scorched trees in the center of the blast zone remained upright. Scientific consensus attributes the blast to the explosion of a meteorite in midair, leading some to blame natural gas and others to blame a collision with an alien spacecraft.
Vertrete auch die Auffassung, dass dort eine Gasexplosion
gewesen sein muss, aber nicht nur.
The Nazca Lines. Some 2,000 years ago, hundreds of complex geoglyphs were carved into the desert sands of southern Peru. Composed of thousands of lines, the geometric figures and animal and plant designs cover arid plateau south of Lima that's more than 50 miles in size. As fascinating as they may be, many questions remain. How were such complex designs created without aerial technology? Why did these people create shapes in the soil that are only visible from the air or hilltops?
All their cultures bring their knowledges to new cultures. And in this case, we have knowledge that has no precedent. Okay, so just the Nazcas had it.
While scholars claim the lines were constructed using simple surveying equipment, others speculate the use of hot air balloons, or that the lines were once alien airfields. Various other uses have been proposed, from religious symbolism to astronomical calendars to irrigation, but their ultimate purpose remains unknown. Fairy circles, Namibia. Every desert has its secrets, but few have drawn more attention or stumped the scientific community quite like that of the Namib Desert in southern Africa. Leopards have spots, but grasslands? Not typically. As long as anyone can remember, the desert has been home to sparse fields of grass dotted with notably barren patches dubbed fairy circles due to their roughly circular shape. They look entirely unnatural, and yet no human hand plays a role in their creation. Locals have all manner of supernatural explanations, from gods to dragons, while the scientific community has suggested termite behavior and the competition between plants for water. In the absence of a definitive answer, the polka dot landscape continues to invite speculation. The San Luis Valley. Located in south-central Colorado and stretching into New Mexico, the San Luis Valley is like a lightning rod for paranormal activity and strange phenomena. UFOs, flying humanoid-type creatures, Bigfoot sightings, San Luis has reportedly played host to them all. It was also the site of a slew of strange animal mutilations in the 1970s that have never been solved, and which many have attributed to alien activity in the area.
And they were moving remarkably fast towards the north. The one in the front stopped, and it waited for the one behind to catch up, and when that one caught up, the two of them took off, and there was a streak of light across the sky.
Why? Because in the case of one horse, the cuts were extremely precise, there was a chemical smell in the air, and the decomposition was completely unnatural. Its footprints ended some 100 yards away from the body, and its wounds were seemingly cauterized. And this is just one of the many anomalies the area is known for.
I was thinking of all sorts of logical explanations for how Nells Horse died. We got there, those logical explanations didn't stick anymore.
Stonehenge. This is the name given to a ring of standing stones around 5,000 years old that are surrounded by hundreds of ancient burial mounds in Wiltshire, England. Scholars have debated the significance of Stonehenge for decades. How did prehistoric people transport the giant stones? Some from hills 150 miles away. Hypotheses include long tracks of logs, sleighs on greased tracks, and of course, aliens. Oh, and let's not forget Merlin. Or giants.
A site like Stonehenge can only be understood by looking at the monuments around it and how that landscape's evolved.
Opinions also differ as to the site's function. Was it a burial site, a place of healing, or an astronomical observatory? A portal to another universe? Maybe a sort of elaborate team-building exercise. According to Royal College of Art researchers, the blue stones have, quote, unusual acoustic properties, ringing when struck, which was often associated in ancient cultures with mystical properties. No matter the explanations, few can deny the site's grandeur and magic. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Area 51. U.S. Air Force facility or storehouse for extraterrestrial technologies. Located deep in the Nevada desert, this remote research installation has been used as a test site for experimental aircraft and weapons, with the dry bed of Groom Lake providing an ideal airfield. But the secrecy around the site and a string of alleged UFO sightings have stimulated allegations that the base houses crashed and reverse-engineered alien spacecraft and even alien collaborators.
They easily outmaneuver our frontline combat aircraft and sometimes accelerate away at thousands of miles an hour, speeds that would rip apart an F-35 or an F-22.
While skeptics suggest the UFOs were reflections of light on the broad fuselage of aircraft such as the Lockheed U-2, People claiming to be former employees report having worked hand in four-fingered gray hand with extraterrestrial engineers in a vast underground facility.
So, I mean, this might be one step on the road to finding out really what has gone on there.
Yes, but I wouldn't expect that it's ever going to involve aliens.
Do you think aliens have already made contact with Earth? Let us know in the comments below. Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.